from the Jackson County Public Library. Today, I left the library for my usual flight around the neighborhood, and I got lost. Now, I don't usually get lost. Luckily, today I was able to find my way back to the library. But then I started thinking, what if we were out on a nature walk and we got lost and there was no map to get us home? We'd have to live in the woods forever. I bet you don't want to live in the woods forever, because what about bears? The best thing to do will be, while you're out on your nature walk, mark your path so that you'll be able to find your way back home. And that is what we're going to do for today's imagination walk. We're going to collect things like rocks, sticks, leaves, flowers, and other stuff. And while we go out on our nature walk, we will leave behind a trail of the things we find, so we'll be able to find our way back home. I am going to walk from the library to the park. When I get to the park, I'll be able to find my way back to the library. We are going to follow a rule while making our path called leave no trace. And that means while we're out in nature, we don't leave any sign that we were here and leave everything as we found it. So when we're making our path, we're going to make it as inconspicuous as possible. And we're only going to use things that we find in nature, not things that we bring ourselves, like trash. I'm starting here, outside the library. I'm going to go this way first. And look, it's a fork in the road. So when we come back, we'll want to know which way to take. And to do that, I'm going to set up a marker. Here is our marker. So when we come back this way, we'll see the mulch on this corner and we'll know that that's the direction that we take. Now we'll keep going. Another fork in the road. When we're coming back this way, we'll need a way to tell ourselves that we have to keep going straight instead of turning. All right, I made something. I stuck these leaves on a stick. When you make your markers, make sure that they are not so light that they could get blown away or kicked aside. These leaves on the stick are pretty light, but I think for today they'll be okay. Also, make your marker distinctive enough that you won't forget what it looks like and miss it. Now I'm going to keep going. Okay, here's another fork in the road. When we come back this way, we'll need a way to know that we go to the left and not that way down the steps. So, I'll need to put a marker right here on the corner. This one is perfect. I found some rocks and put them in a stack. This is the most traditional way to mark the trails. A stack of rocks is called a rock cairn, and they are used in trails all over the world to help people remember which way to go. Now we've got a rock cairn and we can keep going. Another fork in the road. It shouldn't be that hard to remember that we go towards the library, but just in case, we can put a marker for practice. Ta-da! On this one, as you can see, I made a little arrow, and the arrow points in the direction of the road we take. So I'm standing here with the marker, and I follow the arrow towards the library. Right here, it's a long stretch of straight path, so we don't really need to put a marker. But sometimes on the trail, it's nice to have little marks just to remind you that you're going the right way. So I'm going to make one. There it is, pointing us in the right direction. Okay, here we'll need another marker, because when we come back up these steps, we will need to know whether we go left or right. And we're going to go right, so we need to put a marker right here. Okay, I made a rock cairn. Here is our last fork in the road. So when we're coming back this way, we'll need to know that we have to go left instead of right. So it's time to make our last trail marker. I made another arrow this time. Now eventually, when it's very rainy or windy, this arrow will be erased, but that's good because we want to leave no trace. It's time to see if my trail markers are effective. You can do the same activity in your own backyard or in a park or when you're hiking in the woods. Just remember to leave no trace. Okay, here I go. Don't forget, you can call the Jackson County Public Library to make an appointment to come and visit or to put books on hold. On hold. Don't forget. The neighborhood. No, too much noise.